The rain was pouring as I watched Dad throw my last bag onto the driveway of our family home. Well, their family home now. The same house I'd grown up in for 28 years, now becoming just another memory. No job, no home. Dad's voice boomed across the manicured lawn. I'm done supporting a lazy dreamer. Mom stood in the doorway, her silk robe pulled tight against the evening chill. Diana, please. If you'd just take the position at your father's firm. I don't want to be another corporate drone, Mom, I said, rain soaking through my clothes. I told you I'm building something. Building what? Dad sneered. A fantasy? It's been 2 years since you quit Anderson and Brooks. 2 years of sitting in your room with those computers. If only they knew those computers had just revolutionized artificial intelligence. If only they could see the contracts sitting in my private office, the one they thought was a storage unit across town. James Anderson's son just made junior partner, Mom added, her voice carrying that familiar disappointed tone. He's your age, Diana. Remember when you two used to date? I remembered. James Anderson Jr. had dumped me when I left his father's law firm to start my own company. She's throwing her life away, he told everyone at the country club. Now his father's firm was unknowingly processing patents for my technology through shell companies. This is your last chance, Dad declared, standing in his expensive suit bought with money from the very company that would soon have my name on it. Either take the associate position at Anderson and Brooks or get out. I looked at my bag's designer luggage they'd given me last Christmas, now scattered in puddles. Inside one was my laptop containing codes worth billions. In another, contracts that would reshape the global technology landscape. Fine, I said quietly. I'll go. Diana. Mom stepped forward, but Dad held up his hand. Let her go, Margaret. She wants to learn the hard way. Let her learn. They didn't know I'd already bought an entire building downtown. They thought I was between apartments, their polite way of saying homeless. If only they'd bothered to check who owned the mysterious Nova Technologies that had been buying up prime real estate across the city. At least take the car, Mom pleaded, pointing to my old Honda Civic in the driveway. Keep it, I replied, pulling out my phone to summon my real car, a custom vehicle that cost more than their house. It was parked around the corner along with my security team. Not that they knew about them either. Dad scoffed. Going to call one of your broke friends? No one's going to take you in, Diana. No one supports this delusion of yours. The sound of a high-end engine purred from around the corner. Mom's eyes widened as a sleek black car pulled up, not the Civic they thought was my only transportation. Miss Stone, my driver called out using my mother's maiden name, my business alias. Your car is ready. Dad's face flickered with confusion. Who? My driver, I said simply, watching their expressions. And this is my car. You can't afford. Dad started, but his voice trailed off as he recognized the vehicle, a limited edition model, only 10 in existence. He tried to buy one last month but was told they were all sold to a private buyer. Actually, Dad, I own the company that makes them. Before they could respond, another car pulled up. My assistant stepped out, holding an umbrella. Miss Stone, the board is waiting. The contracts need your signature before tomorrow's announcement. What announcement? Mom asked, her voice small. I smiled, rain running down my face. You'll see it tomorrow. First thing in the morning, right outside Dad's office. My office? Dad's confidence wavered slightly. What are you talking about? Look up, Dad. Look up at your precious Anderson and Brooks building tomorrow morning. You might find it enlightening. With that, I turned and walked to my car, leaving them standing in the rain. My bags were quickly loaded by my security team, the ones disguised as garden service across the street, watching over me even when my parents threw me out. Diana. Mom called out. Where will you go? I paused at the car door. Home, Mom. To my real home. You know that storage unit you mocked? It's the penthouse of the city's tallest building. The one I own. Their faces were priceless, but this was just the beginning. Tomorrow, when they arrived at Dad's beloved law firm, they'd see what their unemployed daughter had really been building these past 2 years. Because tomorrow Anderson and Brooks would have a new name. My name. In gold letters 60 stories high. And that would just be the start of their education about their lazy daughter's true empire. The next morning dawned crisp and clear, perfect weather for a corporate takeover. I stood in my real office, the entire top floor of what was about to become Stone Technologies Tower, watching the workers prepare to unveil the new sign. Miss Stone, my executive assistant Sarah approached. Your parents just arrived at Anderson and Brooks. Security cameras show them in the lobby. I smiled, turning to the wall of monitors showing various angles of the building across the street. Dad was in his usual parking spot, the one marked Senior Partner, a title that would be obsolete in approximately 3 minutes. Their faces when they see the sign? Sarah asked. Record it, I replied. Every angle. Mom had just stepped out of her Mercedes, carrying her usual morning coffee from the overpriced cafe in the lobby, the cafe I'd bought last month, along with the entire building. Start the announcement, I commanded softly. The building's PA system crackled to life. Attention all Anderson and Brooks employees. Please proceed to the main lobby for an important company announcement. I watched through the security feeds as confusion spread across the lobby. Law firms didn't do surprise announcements. They didn't do anything without multiple meetings and committees. Diana, James Anderson Jr.'s voice carried across the lobby as he approached my parents. What's this about your daughter? Security said. Before he could finish, the building's exterior screens lit up, all 12 of them, each 10 stories tall. My face appeared on every one, along with the Stone Technologies logo. Good morning, Anderson and Brooks, my recorded voice echoed through the lobby. Or should I say, Stone Technologies Legal Division. Mom's coffee cup slipped from her hand, the liquid spreading across the marble floors I'd had installed last week. Over the past 2 years, my image continued. While you thought I was unemployed and wasting my potential, I was building the world's most advanced artificial intelligence company. A company that has been quietly acquiring assets worldwide. Including, as of this morning, Anderson and Brooks law firm. Dad staggered back, grabbing a pillar for support. The same pillar that now bore my company's logo. No, James Sr. burst from the elevator. This is impossible. We would have known. Would you? My live voice cut through the lobby as I walked through the front doors, flanked by my executive team. The same way you knew Nova Holdings was a front for Stone Technologies. The same way you knew who was really behind the AI patents you've been processing. The massive screens outside began displaying numbers, stock prices, acquisition details, global holdings. Anderson and Brooks was just the latest in a long string of acquisitions. Your firm has been processing my patents for 18 months. I continued, walking toward my stunned parents. Did you ever actually read them? Or were you too busy mocking the unemployed daughter of William Stone to notice you were helping build her empire? Empire. James Jr. scoffed, but his voice shook. What empire? Sarah stepped forward with a tablet, projecting current valuations onto every screen in the lobby. Stone Technologies, current market value, $157 billion. Subsidiary holdings including real estate, technology and now legal divisions, $243 billion combined. Mom had to sit down on one of the lobby's leather couches I'd selected myself during last month's renovation. That's more than. Dad couldn't even finish the sentence. More than Anderson and Brooks is worth? I finished for him. Yes, about 1,000 times more. Speaking of worth. I turned to James Jr. Remember when you said I was throwing my life away? That I'd never succeed without your family's connections. The exterior screens switched to a new display. My personal net worth versus the Anderson family's. The difference was staggering. Miss Stone, Sarah interrupted, the NASA director is on the line about the AI integration. NASA. Mom whispered. His mom. Those computers in my room? They're controlling spacecraft now. In fact, I gestured to the screens which showed live feeds from various Stone Technologies facilities worldwide. Everything from military defense systems to global communications runs on my AI. Dad's legs finally gave out and he sank onto another couch. My daughter owns everything you see, I confirmed. This building, your firm, even that coffee Mom just dropped. The cafe? I own the entire chain. The lobby had filled with employees now, all watching their world transform. The prestigious Anderson and Brooks logo was being replaced everywhere with Stone Technologies emblem. Your offices are being relocated, I announced to the crowd. The upper floors are becoming our AI research division. Dad, your corner office? It's now the quantum computing lab. But that's my office, he stammered. I've had it for 20 years. Had it, I corrected. Past tense. Don't worry though, I'm not firing you. Consider your new position a chance to learn what your lazy daughter has been building. The screens outside began showing global news coverage of the acquisition. My face was everywhere, along with headlines like, Tech's New Queen, and Stone Technologies. The silent giant emerges. But the real shock was still to come. The morning's revelations were far from over. As my family stood shell-shocked in what was now my lobby, the next phase began. Sarah approached with another tablet, her timing perfect as always. Miss Stone, shall we show them the global acquisitions? Global. James Sr. stepped forward, his face ashen. What global acquisitions? The screens shifted again, displaying a world map dotted with Stone Technologies holdings. Red dots appeared everywhere, each representing a company, building, or facility I owned. While you were all laughing at my unemployment, I explained, walking to the center of the lobby, I was building something unprecedented. Anderson and Brooks isn't just becoming part of Stone Technologies. It's becoming part of the world's largest private technology consortium. The president's calling, Sarah announced. About the defense contract. I took the call on speaker, letting everyone hear. Yes, Madam President. The AI integration is complete. Yes, the Pentagon will have full access by noon. No, the Chinese haven't cracked our encryption yet. Mom's knees buckled. 2 years of telling her society friends I was finding myself. And here I was casually discussing national security with the president. That's impossible, James Jr. muttered. You couldn't have built all this in 2 years. Actually, I smiled. I built it in 18 months. The other 6 were spent buying up real estate, including your family's vacation homes. All of them. The Andersons' faces went pale as the screens showed their beloved properties. The Hamptons mansion, the Aspen ski lodge, the Mediterranean villa, all now bearing the Stone Technologies logo. Your father kicked me out last night, I addressed the stunned lobby crowd. Threw my bags in the rain because I was unemployed. Would anyone like to guess my current net worth? Sarah projected the number. Several people gasped. James Sr. had to grab his son for support. That's more than the GDP of most countries, someone whispered. Most countries combined, I corrected. And speaking of countries. I nodded to Sarah, who changed the displays again. Stone Technologies just acquired controlling interest in 17 major global banking institutions. We now process 60% of the world's electronic transactions. Dad found his voice. But your room, those computers. Were quantum processors, Dad. Each one worth more than this building. That mess of wires you complained about? It's now the backbone of global cybersecurity. The screens showed live feeds from Stone Technologies facilities worldwide, AI research centers, quantum computing labs, aerospace facilities. In each one, thousands of employees worked on technology that was revolutionizing every industry. Ms. Stone, another executive approached. The Space Force General needs approval for the Mars Colony AI systems. Mars Colony? Mom squeaked. Oh yes, I turned to her. Remember when you said I was wasting time with science fiction? We're launching next month. Would you like to see the colony designs? The lobby's holographic system activated. Another recent installation, displaying a 3-dimensional model of the Mars settlement. My parents watched their unemployed daughter's vision float before them, representing trillions in investment and humanity's future. By the way, Dad, I added casually, that retirement fund you're so proud of? Check who manages it now. He pulled out his phone with trembling hands, accessing his account. His face went white as the Stone Technologies logo appeared. You control my retirement? I control everyone's retirement, I corrected. Stone Technologies now manages 70% of global pension funds, including Anderson and Brooks employee accounts. James Jr., trying to salvage something, spoke up, but surely the Bar Association is now subsidiarity of Stone Legal Division, I cut him off. Along with every major law firm in the country. Remember when you said I'd never make it in legal technology? The AI system you mocked just replaced 90% of document review worldwide. The screens showed another set of numbers, the value of traditional legal services versus Stone Technologies' automated systems. The difference was astronomical. And Mom. I turned to her. Those society friends you were so worried about me embarrassing you in front of? Check their phones. Every device in the lobby lit up simultaneously, displaying breaking news. Stone Technologies CEO named world's youngest trillionaire, Diana Stone revolutionizes global industry. I own their companies now, I continued. Their buildings, their banks, their technology. That country club membership you were so proud of? I bought the club last week. Along with every luxury resort chain in the portfolio. Dad had to sit down again. Diana. We never knew. No, you didn't. Because you never asked. You were too busy throwing my bags in the rain to notice I was building an empire. The final blow came as the exterior screens showed one last revelation, Stone Technologies' newest acquisition. The entire Anderson family business empire, including their overseas holdings. James, I addressed my ex. About that junior partner position you were so proud of? The position you said I'd never achieve without you? I own your title now. In fact, I smiled. I own every title in this building. The morning sun hit the new sign perfectly, Stone Technologies Tower. My name in gold letters visible across the city. Below it, the words that would reshape their understanding forever. Global Headquarters AI Division. Now, I addressed the lobby. Shall we discuss the new organizational structure? Dad, you might want to take notes. Your performance review is next week. As my executive team began the transition briefing, I watched my parents' world crumble and rebuild itself around the reality of who their unemployed daughter had become. The lazy dreamer they'd thrown out in the rain now owned not just their building but their entire reality. And this was just the beginning.